Hi, this is Dr. Qazi. I'm the owner and medical director of Softglow Med Spa. Welcome to our informational video about the Hydrafacial. This is our wonderful Hydrafacial machine. I'm going to talk about what Hydrafacial is, and we're going to show you how we do the Hydrafacial. So this is the Hydrafacial machine, and this is the handpiece that we do Hydrafacial with. So a little bit about Hydrafacial. Hydrafacial, the technology is called hydrodermabrasion. So what hydrodermabrasion means is like doing microdermabrasion, but we are hydrating the skin at the same time that we are doing the microdermabrasion. So if you focus on the handpiece, look right here, there is two holes. So the center hole is delivering the product with vacuum technology, and the bottom hole is sucking out all the dead cells and all the sebum, anything that might be in your skin that doesn't belong there, all the dirt, all the foundation, everything that gets stuck in our pores and that gets our pores congested. It does that without aggravating the skin or abrading the skin or irritating the skin too much, okay? So as we go through the process, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So this is the Hydrafacial Elite. We're going to say start here, okay? I'm going to say protocols. And we are doing the signature Hydrafacial, which is a basic Hydrafacial today. So we click on the Hydrafacial and we say continue. And we go to the next screen. So I'm going to remove this cap, which is just a cap for the handpiece. It just covers it, okay? And instead, I'm going to put this little head on, okay? It just goes on, just simply like that, okay? So then I'm going to, this is the solution that we're going to use. It's called the Active 4. So the Active 4 contains glucosamine, and it also contains a salicylic acid. So what happens is with the Active 4, the only people who cannot use the Active 4 are people who have a shellfish allergy. If you have a shellfish allergy, we can skip that step and do cleansing with a different formulation, okay? So, but if you're not, then we're ready to go. Okay, we're going to start. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the machine on. This turns the vacuum on. Then we turn the machine on. And now I'm going to put it on my hand. And I'm going to see if you see the liquid coming up. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it on the patient's face. Simply apply it on the patient's face. And then the next step is where I'm actually going to cleanse the patient's face, okay? So our wonderful patient here has agreed to be filmed. So right, so then you apply in the same fashion here, and we're spreading it. So making sure that we're getting good. Okay, so then over here, spread it. Right. Wonderful, right? So all we are doing is just applying the cleanser right now. Okay. So now I'm actually going to start the cleansing process. This was just applying the cleansing solution. So what would I do? Every spot I'm going to do it 2 times. Deep cleansing. You know, I had a patient who asked me, why can't we apply these serum with a hand? I can apply the serum with the hand, but I wouldn't be able to drive them to the depth that I am going to with the vacuum technology. Okay, so you might get a little bit red after this, but that's okay. That's going to get better. Okay, I think we're out of the solution, so we're going to replace the solution. We're going to pause the video. Takes a little bit for it to come out. Just have to replace it. Are we doing that? So we're gonna redo this side just to make sure. Okay, so I'm cleansing each side of the face. I do one side at a time. Okay, so I switch hands and then do the same thing on this side. Perfect. Okay, this is all done. And I'll turn the vacuum off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this little thing. This is disposable. Now I'm going to remove this. Okay, so the second step. So the first step is actually called cleanse and peel. Okay, so this is the peel that we use. We just put it in and plug it in, and then we put this on just like we did. And now we are at the next step. So if you look here, it says acid peel. So in the acid peel, we have a combination of glycolic and salicylic. So it comes with a 7.5 glycolic and 2% salicylic, or it comes with a 15% glycolic and 1.5% salicylic, or it comes with a 30% glycolic, which only MDs can use. Okay, so because glycolic is a little bit thicker, so what we do is we open up this a little bit so we can actually see it coming out. So I always have to turn the vacuum on so the liquid can start coming in. So if you see, the liquid is coming in now. Okay, so in this step, all I have to do is apply the peel first. Okay, I do not overlap in this because I don't want to overdo the peel. this is the area where we want to go more because this is the T-zone. That's our most oily zone. I'll remove this, and keeping this in, I'm going to replace this cartridge which is connected to the main system. Okay, so now I'm going to use something called Beta HD to do the extractions. Okay. So now I'm going to make this a little bit closed because I don't want to put too much serum. So if you see, as long as I can see the liquid flowing, we're good. Okay, now watch the cleansing. This is only done in the T-zone because that's our most oily zone. Unless somebody has really active acne, that's the only time you're going to do outside the T-zone. This is the area. Okay, so now we're going to turn this on, and this is going to turn off, and we're going to get rid of this. So I'm going to cover this with this cap, and now when I go to the next step, it's going to prompt me to do the cleaning. So see how it says cleanse the system? So I'm going to say start, and I'm going to turn the system rinse on. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to neutralize the skin. So I'm going to take a little bit of gauze, and I'm going to just dip it in water. I will be right back. And what I need to do, so I'm neutralizing her skin now. Okay, so once we are done with that, our patient has something went in her ear. It's possible that, yeah, that's good. How about this one, yeah? Perfect, okay. Do this a little bit so we can wipe off the excess water. Just gently. If you look at a patient's face, he's already looking really, really nicely clean. Gets rid of a lot of stuff. Okay, so now that we are ready for our last step, okay, so we're going to put our third tip on. So this is the tip that we deliver the antioxidant from. So this is the last step. Okay. we're going to do really tight passes on this one because we want to put this all over the patient's face. Perfect. I'm going to turn this off and we're going to put this right here. And what we're going to do now, and when we say that go to the next step, is going to prompt us to do the LED light. So these are the LED lights that come with the Hydrafacial. You can use those, or I actually have a really nice Pro LED lights, which is called the light stem. I like to use them for my patients. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do 10 minutes of LED. So what that does is that's going to help us absorb all the serums that we administer to the patient. Okay, they'll get better absorbed. Move this back. We put a tiny goggles just because the light is bright, so the patient does feel it. So initially when we put it on, the patient is going to feel like the light is super bright, like they're facing directly the sun. But after a few minutes, they don't feel a thing. They just feel a nice calm feeling. I've done this for myself and I have literally fallen asleep. And we can put it really close to the face and that's totally fine. Okay. So here the light is very bright, but it's very soothing. Okay. And now, in the meantime, while we are doing this with the patient, we're going to discard this step, which is a single-use step, and then we're going to replace this, and then we're going to go to the next step. And once we go back here, it's going to prompt me again to do the cleansing. And I'm cleaning the system right now. So if you look at this, all the liquid is getting sucked out of the system. And that's how it cleans itself. Perfect. The Hydrafacial is done. Let me tell you a little bit more about Hydrafacial while we are doing the LED. Hydrafacial can also, you can also do the lymphedema treatment, the lymphatic drainage. So what the lymphatic drainage does, it actually helps drain all the toxins from your body and drains them into your lymphatic system. So the way it's done is, I'm going to demonstrate it on myself, is we put it here and then we do this and then we pull it up. The machine is not on, I'm just showing you. We let it go into this lymph node, then we go behind. We have a lymph node here, we let it go, let it drain, and then we drain it into the main lymphatic channel. And each area we can do multiple times. This is the motion. So every time you're doing this, you will immediately see a lift in your skin. And that's what lymphedema does. So then it also comes with these body hand pieces, and if you've ever seen, we have a lot of fluid around our abdominal area that we sometimes feel too bloated, there's fluid collection. You can also do it on your body the same way that we do it on your skin. So the other things that are part of Hydrafacial, it comes with a lot of boosters. So one of the boosters that it comes with is called Brightenol. So Brightenol is a spot treatment. So what it does is it treats hyperpigmentation. So this step is done between steps 3 and 4, which is after the extraction and before the antioxidant is applied, and all the boosters are applied in that particular place. And the other boosters that are available are Derma Builder. They're really great for lines and lifting and creating collagen. And the other thing is called CGTF, which is basically a growth factor. It's a human fibroblast growth factor. We address that also as a spot treatment for all the lines. This area, think of it as your Botox insurance. Then we have other boosters like Rosatrol. Rosatrol is a booster for people with rosacea. We have another booster from Zio called Bright Alive. Bright Alive is also a brightening booster, but unlike the Brightenol, it can be applied all over your face. Then we have a SkinCeuticals facial protocol, which is a firming and lifting protocol. It's almost like doing another facial right after the Hydrafacial with the SkinCeuticals backbar products, which is the vitamin C firming mask and their toner and other great stuff they have in the backbar. So we can also incorporate that. We can also incorporate some scenting products. So there's a lot of options available. So another question that I frequently get is how frequently can the Hydrafacial be done? The Hydrafacial can be done every 10 days if you want to. Initially, I recommend doing it every 2 weeks for a couple of times, and then you can switch to once a month. The one thing that you notice right away with Hydrafacial, it leaves your skin bright. It doesn't leave it red or irritated. There is really no downtime. You can go to a party the same day. Really makes your skin glow. Very clean, very refreshing facial. My absolute favorite, my absolute go-to. I can do it on myself and not have to worry about anything. What else? I mean, if you have any questions, then go ahead and ask me and I'll try to answer them. Good luck. Bye-bye. Okay, so the LED light is done. I'm going to move it out of the way, and then we're going to go to the next step. So now let's look at the patient's skin. Very nice and clean. Okay, so now what we need to do is we're going to apply some sunscreen, and then we're going to show you how the patient looks. Okay. The tinted sunscreen in the Hydrafacial back bar is amazing. So look at her skin, look at the glow, look at the top, it's beautiful, very nice. You can see the instant. Look at the firmness of the skin. And then we are all set. Patient is all ready. Okay, perfect. Adios.